Hello everyone, I'm Crystal with Whole New Perspective. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Guys, I am very excited to share information about a workshop that I went to yesterday. But before I do that, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. And don't forget to give the video the thumbs up. Yes. Now, yesterday I went to a homesteading basics workshop. And in this workshop, there were so many breakout sessions, and we were able to select our sessions. Now, I wanted to attend every session, but of course I could not do that. And so the sessions that I selected were soap making. Many of you know I've talked about it for a while that I wanted to learn how to make soap. And so I was so excited to be able to attend this workshop. So you are going to see me start making my own soaps. You know, I've just been so nervous about it, especially the part where you work with lye, just so nervous. But the instructor made it seem, you know, she showed us it wasn't that scary. And so I'm gonna go ahead and start making my own soaps. And of course, I will bring you along with me when I start making them. And then the next session that I attended, it was on sourdough bread. Now, I think it was last year, I had a sourdough bread starter, and one of my colleagues, his wife, she gave it to me because we talked a lot about it, and I thought that was something that I wanted to get into, was sourdough bread making, because my husband eats a lot of bread. And so I had the sourdough starter, but at that time, you all know there was so much going on with my family, and so I wasn't able to make sourdough bread like I wanted to. And with sourdough, you have to feed it and do certain things to it. And I read up how to put it to bed. So I just put that thing in the refrigerator, and actually I left it, and I ended up not doing anything with it for a very, very, very long time. And I ended up with mold in it, so I trashed it. And so I thought sourdough is just so complicated, you know? So taking this class showed me that it's not as difficult as I think that it is. And so I'm really excited to embark once again on my sourdough bread making journey. And I should be able to make bread at least once a week. That's my goal. And that's enough for me to be able to use the sourdough starter, is to make it once a week. And then what I will do, because I did have a conversation with the instructor, and she was very good, and she pretty much said you really can't kill it. But after she and I talked, she told me, she said, if you get into that situation, just put it in the freezer. Just put it in the freezer and you'll be fine. And so moving forward, that's what I'll do, is I'm just going to put it in the freezer. You know, one of the things I have learned over these years is that I cannot do everything. And I have a difficult time giving myself grace because of that. But I am a cheerleader to everyone else. And I recognize that, you know, here lately, is that I have to be able to give myself grace. There will be times where, like last year, I didn't spend time gardening. I just didn't. I didn't do as much canning as I wanted to do, because life happens, and there just will be times that you can't. So just know that there will be times that you're not going to be able to do those things that you want to do, and that's okay. Give yourself some grace on that. So when I can't make, this is my sourdough starter. One of the things we did at the end, or she did, she made her sourdough starter, she built it during the class, and then she gave us all a tablespoon. And so this is what I have. This is my sourdough starter. You can see that it's already bubbling, and it has doubled in size. It has been almost 24 hours, and this has doubled in size, and it smells really good, and it's alive, it's bubbling. And so what I'm going to do, I have my fermenting lid, and so I'm just, in the past I just put on a coffee filter, but I have fermenting lids. So I'm just gonna put this on here. I may change it out to a different type of lid, but right now I'll use this one. And I'm going to bring you along with me and share my sourdough bread making journey, and I don't have any special tools, equipment, or anything like that. And so I'm just going to share how we can do it very simply. Now, I say that I do have a bread machine, and I can make this bread in a bread machine. And when I get to the point to where I'm not able to hand roll it and things like that, then I'll stick it in my bread machine, because that is one of my goals, is to have fresh bread at least once a week. So we'll see. And if something happens and I'm not able to do that, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put the sourdough starter in the freezer. So can't do everything. Give myself some grace. Give yourself some grace. Pick it back up. Those things that you're not able to do, pick them back up. That's just like my hydroponic systems back here, my arrow gardens. I didn't do anything with those last year. And you would think, well, it's just simple, Crystal. Just put the water in there, plop the pods in there, they'll grow on their own. But there are some things that you still have to do. You need to make sure you're paying attention to water levels, that you're focusing on them too. And so wasn't able to do that, and that's okay. I'm picking it back up this year. I'm picking back up a lot of things this year, and I had to also decide the things that I wanted to pick up this year. I was so busy. I was talking to someone actually yesterday at the event, and I was saying I just had to slow it down, because I'm signing up for everything. I'm here, I'm there, I'm here, I'm there. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. I want to learn to do so many different things, and I just want to just recognize that I need to just slow down. I cannot do everything. Just take my time, learn these things and learn these things well. Do these things well, and then pick something else up. And I'm going to spend some time this year doing some volunteer work. That's very important to me, and especially on the side of things that I know well, like canning and cooking and those things. I have signed up to do a lot of volunteer work in the Master Food Program through the Extension Office in my area. Now, the Extension Office is where we had this workshop yesterday. And I talk often about your local Extension offices. I just cannot say enough about them. Please, please look up your local Extension office. And even if it's not one in your county, it may be a county over. Now there are so many Zoom classes that they're offering. I took a Zoom class on raising chickens 101 workshop. Now I don't have any chickens, and don't know if I'll get any soon, but it was good for me to learn more about it, to see if that's something that I want to do. So I'm going to do more things like that as well. So I'm excited about that. And then the very last class that I participated in, it was native perennials. And that really was something that excited me, because I want to be able to put things out that are native to my area, that I don't have to really spend so much time on, that they are going to thrive in my area. And so I learned quite a bit, and I will bring some of those things, because I'm going to try to get some of those plants in my area. Some of these trees, they actually grow already on my property. And so I will share those with you. Every year I go out to share some of those plants, like the redbud tree. Every year I go out and I do some things with that. And I don't think I've ever really shown those videos, but I do. You know that it is springtime when those red buds are blooming, and I love to see that. I love the pods, and I just want to be able to share more of those things with you too. So guys, listen, thank you so much for sticking around with me, hanging out, listening to me today, because this really was a video where I just wanted to share what I have learned and my excitement. And with my sourdough starter, I'm going to be bringing you back with me and sharing that. I did some fermenting last week, and I will bring you those videos. I made some tinctures last week, and I may add it to this video, but I'm going to share with you those tinctures, those sourdough, those ferments. Fermenting is going to be another big thing that I start back really doing, and my tinctures as well. And I do it. I just need to start back sharing some of those things and do more fermenting. So this year I'll ferment more vegetables. I'll share with you how I do that, and I'll bring you along with me. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know the things that you are doing. If you are involved in your extension office, I know that many of you are master gardeners because I talk to you, I watch what you do, and I see you on your channels. So I know that many of you are master gardeners and you've done that through your local extension offices. But listen, check out your local extension office. I shared that they do have lots of classes on canning. You know, there was mushrooms. There are so many classes. One of the things that I am interested in is foraging mushrooms. It's so interesting, and I talked about that several years ago on a live that I had. And I remember Broke Farmer saying, Crystal, start it. You start it. And I thought, I don't know enough about it. But it was so interesting because one of the things that was really good about the workshop was the community, building community. So I had an opportunity to talk to a lot of different people. And one of the guys, we were talking about mushrooms because they have a mushroom class that's coming up that he's taking. And I was talking to another lady. We were all talking about mushrooms and foraging. And he said to me, when you start the class, let me know. He said, I want to, when you start foraging, I want to know, start the group. I want to be part of the group. And so that's another thing, but right now it's not a task that I can take on, but I certainly put that in my parking lot so that eventually one of these days that's something that I can do, or at least become a part of that group, you know, because foraging to me is gonna be very important. It already is, and that's one of the other reasons that I'm very excited about the native perennials in my area, because I can go out in my woods and find several of those perennials. So I'm excited about that. So guys, thank you so much for coming along with me. If you haven't done so, please give this video the thumbs up. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know some of the things that you are doing. If you are part of your extension office, if you are doing those things, let me know what some of your goals are this week. And let me know if this is a time in your life that you really just need to relax and take some time off from doing the things. Let me know that. And if that is part of your life right now, that's okay. And just know that that is fine. That's okay. And when you are ready to pick things back up, pick them back up.